Thank you both. All right, so you break it off with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and I met Zoe the very next day.
Oh, man, no lag between the vag.
What does that mean?
No lag time between vaginas.
Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I didn't plan for it to be like that, you know, with no lag, but it just happened.
Ah, all right. How's the sex?
It's a little private, wouldn't you say?
Look, it's something we think about on a second-to-second basis, and yet we're not supposed to talk about it? Why?
Well, I guess no one's really ever asked me before, but it's good. Sex is good.
Oh, boy.
What? Oh boy.
Well, your voice went up when you said that.
So?
It means you weren't being entirely truthful. Look, I don't know this girl. You can talk to me. What's the deal?
I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe sometimes I wish that she enjoyed, you know.
Getting in the tush?
No.
Oh.
No.
That's my bad.
Oral sex.
Oh, she doesn't like to put it in the mouth?
I can't believe I'm telling you this. I don't even know you. What? Forget. Look, Zoe's awesome. We have a great sex life. We really do. I don't even know why I said that.
Because you're speaking honestly, all right? Blacks.
Yo, how's your sex life?
I have a girlfriend, dude. I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, that's dope, man. So the sex is good then?
Bro, I told you I'm not talking about it.
So what, you're saying you guys have a lot of butt sex then?
Dude, no, dude. This conversation just got uncomfortable.
As you can see, talking about sex can be very awkward, especially if it is not done in an appropriate manner, as you can see by our conversation that we just had. Even if it is with a close friend, parent, or partner, it still can be awkward. However, at the end of the day, it is crucial to talk about. While it may feel awkward or unnatural to talk about at first, very often when you do open up and talk about it, there are major shifts in relationship satisfaction. There are a few reasons why it is important to talk about sex.
It's important to talk about sex because our kids need to know about it to avoid having unsafe sex. We should also talk about sex because sex is an important factor in maintaining healthy romantic relationships with your partner. Finally, it's important to talk about sex because there are so many problems that can come about it if you do not, such as STDs, rape, and dealing with religious aspects of it.
Talking to kids about sex may seem very awkward for the parent and the child. However, it is the parent's job to make sure that the child is comfortable talking about sex with them.
You gotta make it comfortable for them. You gotta make it comfortable to talk about it. You know, if the house is fine, then they have no problem talking about it. Yeah, they can talk about kids. You know, if you're comfortable with having them, you can talk about it. They won't be uncomfortable with them.
Kids need to become informed about several important topics when it comes to talking about sex. These topics include STDs, teen pregnancy, and the importance of consent.
By teaching kids to have safe sex, we can hopefully help prevent them from catching what, at the end of the day, could be a life-threatening disease. To go along with that, by teaching kids to have safe sex, we can hopefully help prevent them from having an unplanned pregnancy in their lives.
Safe sex is not the only thing that is important to talk to teens about, though. Consent is another very important topic when it comes to talking to teens about sex. They need to learn to communicate with their partner about their intentions because not all teens are necessarily on the same page.
Consent is not only important when it comes to teens, it is important when you're in a romantic relationship with someone.
Now we're going to show you a brief video that shows the value of consent through the use of tea.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they go, "Oh my God, fuck yes, I would fucking love a cup of tea, thank you." Then you know they want a cup of tea. If you say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they're like, I'm not really sure. Then you could make them a cup of tea, or not, but be aware they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, then, and this is the important part, don't make them drink it. Just because you made it doesn't mean you are entitled to watch them drink it. And if they say no thank you, then don't make them tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea. Don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay? They might say, "Yes, please. That's kind of you." And then when the tea arrives, they actually don't want the tea at all. Sure, that's kind of annoying as you've gone to all the effort of making the tea, but they remain under no obligation to drink the tea. They did want tea, now they don't. Some people change their mind in the time that it takes to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk. And it's okay for people to change their mind. And you are still not entitled to watch them drink it. And if they're unconscious, don't make them tea. Unconscious people don't want tea. And they can't answer the question, do you want tea? Because they're unconscious. Okay, maybe they were conscious when you asked them if they wanted tea. And they said yes. But in the time it took you to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk, they are now unconscious. You should just put the tea down. Make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part again. Don't make them drink the tea. They said yes then, sure, but unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea, started drinking it, and then passed out before they'd finished it, don't keep on pouring it down their throat. Take the tea away. Make sure they're safe, because unconscious people don't want tea. Trust me on this. If someone said yes to tea around your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you to come around to their place unexpectedly and make them tea and force them to drink it going, but you wanted tea last week. Or to wake up to find you pouring tea down their throat going, but you wanted tea last night. But if you can understand how completely ludicrous it is to force people to have tea when they don't want tea, and you're able to understand when people don't want tea, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything. And on that note, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea.
Talking to your romantic partner about sex is very important, whether it's a friends with benefits relationship or if you have been dating the person for an extended period of time. You want to make sure that you guys are on the same terms.
The reason that this is so awkward is because if you're not pleasing your partner or if they feel awkward around you, this can put a lot of tension on the relationship. As you can see from this clip that we are about to play, it is very important to be open with your partner.
Okay. I'm ready.
Excuse me?
Go ahead. Get it over with.
I'm not sure I follow.
Do what you have to do. Just hurry.
But don't you want to start with some kissing and, foreplay?
No, thank you.
How about a smile?
Better?
Actually worse. Could you close your eyes again?
Where are you going?
I have to brush my teeth.
The bathroom's that way.
Yeah, but my toothbrush is at home. Bye-bye.
As you can see, that situation was very awkward between the two of them because they were not clearly communicating their intentions.
If you want to have a good physical sexual relationship, then not only do you need to talk about it, but the talk needs to be ongoing. So you need to talk about, so what do you like, what don't you like? But also you need to be able to give feedback. I encountered too many couples that have been enduring a poor sexual relationship because they're not willing to talk about it and to give feedback to each other.
However, no matter how awkward it is still important to spread awareness about sex, not only to teens and our partners, but also in general.
Different countries have different standards when it comes to sex.
If you go to Europe, it's very open in Europe, and TV, you go to TV, and you'll have a boy and a girl, a man and woman having sex on TV. It's not rated at all like it is here. It's wide open. So, and there's less crimes there than there are here. Here it's like almost like an embarrassment to watch that. I think so. I think it's important to talk about it.
Going off of that, it is important to go over religious aspects with people because religion can be very tricky when it comes to talking about sex. Now, Dr. Libby Bennett is going to talk about how religious people's views have changed while talking about sex.
On the other hand, I also see some religious folks who are surprisingly open to things that I'm like, oh, the Sunday school teacher has nipple rings, you know, like, I had no idea, you know, or she says, yes, I have a vibrator, and I like my vibrator, and, you know, these days I think religious folks are a bit more well-read, and they're, you know, I'm in my 50s, and my generation, they were not so, they were, you know, don't dance, don't have sex before marriage, that kind of thing.
Dr. Bennett now talks about how religious couples may struggle after they get married if they previously did not have sex before their marriage.
You know, and then religious folks don't want to just get divorced, of course, which is a good thing. They want to try to work on their marriage and everything.
As you can see, talking about sex is very important and is something that we should openly do and not be afraid to talk about, because it's important to communicate sexual interest in a relationship.
And there are more aspects to sex than we are aware of, as Dr. Holland points out here.
You don't have to have sexual intercourse in order to have a good sexual relationship.
Although Dr. Holland said you do not need to have sexual intercourse in order to maintain a sexual relationship, it is still important to talk about sex, and here's an example of why it is so important to talk about sex in order to maintain a healthy sexual relationship.
I thought you were wearing a condom.
No,
What?
I wasn't.
Why not?
Because you told me not to.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? You told me not to.
I did not tell you not to wear a condom.
Here's what happened, okay? I will give you a play-by-play of my memory. I almost had the condom on my dick. It was on the cusp, and then you said, just do it already.
I didn't mean do it without a condom. I meant do it, like, hurry up, like, get fucking going.
Well, I assumed you're wearing a patch or like a dental dam or one of those fucking butterfly
hell
clips
is
or
a
something
dental
like that.
dam?
It's like saran wrap. It's disgusting, okay? But I thought you had one. Why the fuck
my
didn't you
God.
stop me once we started?
I don't know. I couldn't tell that you didn't have one on. Obviously, I was drunk.
As you saw from Jake and my conversation earlier, talking about sex can be extremely awkward. However, it is something that we should not be afraid to do.
As Todd said, talking about it can be awkward, but it is important so that our teens learn to have safe sex and do not get themselves into a bad situation. It is also important to discuss with a partner, because let's be real, you do not want to be stuck with an Alan Harper situation where you guys simply are not on the same page. Finally, it is just important in general to spread awareness about the topic. Everyone is different and has different expectations, so it is crucial to talk about these, because we do not want someone to get into a bad situation, whether it be dangerous or simply against their religion.